Alright, do-it-yourselfers and shopkeepers and everybody else out there in the YouTube land. Got a 2002 Honda CR-V we're going to put an alternator on. I started the job already and messed up my video, so I'm kind of going to catch you up where I'm at. You got to obviously take the battery ground cable off and get it out of the way. If you use your battery for a storage shelf, make sure you don't have a bridge of crap going across there. Make a connection and throw a bunch of sparks, melt stuff together, burn up the battery, maybe start a fire, blow up a battery. All kinds of stuff can happen. But this piece here has to come off, and it was all busted up. None of the fasteners were in it, and the grill was loose. So I just set it all over here out of the way. And you got a bolt here you have to take out, and a bolt here in this radiator core support, and then one that goes in right here. And same thing on this side. Then you have to go underneath and loosen the lower splash dam and go between this cross member right here and the radiator. The bottom of this piece has got a 10mm bolt that goes through it right there. And when you pull it up, and your harness here has got some little connector harness holders that go in these holes right there. Just squeeze them together and push them out. There's two on that side and two on the passenger side. These are on the opposite. When you got one on the front, one on the back, and then you got two going down the middle that go into this. Just squeeze those little plastic jobs together and push the harness right out. So you got this up out of the way. Then you got a bolt right here for your overflow jug, your coolant overflow jug. A bolt here, and a bolt right here for your right side fan. And the bottom just sets in a little bullet there, so there's no fasteners to take loose down there. When you pull your fan out, then you can pull your coolant overflow jug right up out of there. It's kind of got a bulb down on the bottom, and you can't get it out, so you have to pull the fan out and then pull this out. And I slid the power steering reservoir jug off the holder here and disconnected the return line to the bottle and set it up here out of the way. It's going to drip a little, but we got a big oil leak down there we got to fix anyway, so we'll wash it all down when we get done. And this pulley right here, right underneath and kind of rearward of the power steering pump, that's what this is right here, the power steering pump. Got a 14mm bolt on it right there. We need to put a wrench on it, and the wrench is going to, as you're looking at it, it's going to go clockwise. We're going to pull the wrench clockwise. 14mm. So we'll put that on there and set this out of the way. Dang it. You can see how it's moving. You get it slid back. I'm going to need two hands, but you get it slid back a little bit, and then you can pop it off of. I hate saying that. You can slide the belt. Probably be easier to slide it off of the alternator, because it won't take as much belt slack to do that. So let's get that off. That was easy enough. I got it pulled back far enough I pulled it right off the top of the power steering pump. We'll slide that off of the alternator and kind of bring the belt in front of it. We're just going to leave that belt right up there. We're not going to take it clean off. We got 3 bolts to take the alternator off. One, you can see that one right there on top, and then there's 2 on the bottom going in the same direction, one here and one over there. We'll get them loose. They're all 12mm bolts. Now your 2 bottom bolts are the same size, and that long one goes there in the top. Now we just gotta get the harness connector off of it and the regulator wire, and we're good to go. Now let's see. And the regulator wire goes in from the bottom. Let me get this wire here for the looks like that goes to maybe goes to the intake manifold there, or to this vacuum solenoid here, right? Let me get that off. I went ahead and disconnected this. It goes to this, I'm calling it a transducer. I don't really know what it is, but anyway, that gives me a little bit more room to move this, because this harness is all kind of tight. Slide that boot off of your battery load cable. You got a 10mm nut there. Now we rotate it over, and you can see, just push that button in right there, and you can get that regulator wire off. Took a little bit of pressure. Make sure you squeeze that lever to unlock it all the way. Just kind of rock it back and forth, and it'll come out. And when you slide this out, be careful not drop it, because it's liable to fall against your radiator core, and you might wind up having to take it out because you done knocked a hole in it. But your radiator will slide forward a little bit, come right out. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the video, because I guess I can't get an alternator today. And I shut this down, it's going to end the video anyway. So anyway, just play the video backwards, and the alternator will be back in it. But it's not that difficult. It took me about 35-40 minutes to get it off. Might take an extra 5 or 10 minutes having to remove the plastic pins that held all this together, but it was all busted up. And anyway, maybe yours is not that way. Like I say, don't take your hood latch off. Just leave it attached to this upper crossover for the radiator support, and you shouldn't have any trouble. It's not that bad of a job, really. Thanks for watching. Share, like, and subscribe.